Well, we know that literacy plays a significant role in success in everybody's life, whether it be in your job life, certainly in your education. It all ties back to literacy, one of the many groups in the state of Michigan that is working to help students with their literacy and therefore increasing their ability for great success in life is the Center for Success Network. And joining us now is their executive director, Andrea Meyer. Andrea, thanks for being with us today.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me.
Appreciate having you on. So first off, give us a little bit of background information and a bit about the mission for the Center for Success Network.
Yeah, absolutely. So Center for Success Network serves elementary students in grades K through 5 across Detroit and Pontiac. Our mission is to unite literacy and community to support our students in their journey of education. We're in about 12 locations across the Metro Detroit area, and we serve about 400 youth.
So you mentioned that you're really focused on those elementary school aged children, those younger children in boosting their literacy. Talk about the importance of that at that age and how getting that great base for your literacy at a young age really has an impact on your literacy as you develop, as a kid develops, but also on future impacts.
Yeah, absolutely. So, foundational skills of literacy are critical in elementary school, and even prior to that, in those early years when kids are just learning all of the sounds and the way to communicate with the world around them. Literacy is the ticket to being able to understand content area. So all the other subjects are really dependent on a strong set of literacy skills. And then that's what we build on for future success across our academics and the ability, again, to engage. When we talk about literacy, it's not just reading. We're talking about reading, writing, listening, speaking, being able to really communicate and engage in lots of different ways with folks inside and outside of school.
I don't think people really realize just how important the ability to read is in your ability to do so many things beyond looking at a book and comprehending the contents of what's inside those pages. Can you give us some insight for you as someone on the front lines of this issue, dealing with kids, particularly who may have some deficiencies in their literacy, whether it be from maybe a bad relationship with a teacher or just lack of resources in their school district, some of the outside impacts that being behind on your literacy can have in your development, particularly as you're being educated?
Yeah. So when students are not reading proficiently at grade level, the content that they're seeing in school is at grade level, and so they may not be able to interact with that content in a really positive way. It can impact early, beyond early academics. It can really impact students in their excitement for school, in their engagement for school. And so we know that if the confidence isn't there and their excitement for school isn't there, students start to, they don't want to be there and they don't want to interact and engage in school as often. And we really have the tools to be able to increase proficiency at those young ages, both with programs like the Center for Success, with lots of interventions in school, and with lots of parent engagement and parent support to make sure the resources are at home by building home libraries, giving parents the skills to be able to read with their students, and making sure that we're finding the right fit. What skills do we need to boost? What kind of reading materials can we give to students to make sure they're excited about reading? That, that those early steps really do make a major difference.
We're joined by Andrea Meyer. She is the executive director of the Center for Success Network, joining us on today's edition of the Megacast. You can find more information on centerforsuccess.org. That's center, the number 4, success.org. For more information, you can also contact them on their webpage as well, get more info on how you can take action on this and help them in their mission, including volunteering with the organization. Andrea, you mentioned that there are many different strategies you can use to intervene if there are deficiencies in literacy at a young age. We hear stories all the time about people that are older, either maybe they're late in high school and they're looking to graduate and they're really struggling because they can't read, or even adults who are out working in industry and are leading their lives every day that had they been able to read at an adult level, would have probably even more success than they maybe are having at that moment in time. In terms of intervention, is the younger age really that perfect time to intervene? How effective are those interventions for kids of this age?
Yeah, absolutely. We absolutely believe that intervening at the earliest point possible is really, really important. Students start learning literacy skills before they're even 1 years old. So being able to have information in front of them, to be using language in a lot of different ways, to be building those early rhyming skills and excitement for reading is really important. Our interventions are tailored to our students. So we have a one-to-one literacy mentor who's trained by our team that works with that student on a very specific set of skills. And that mentoring ability, that minutes that they're with just one-on-one, we have seen really incredible gains in students' proficiency. That small intervention is also building confidence, building excitement, all of those things that we mentioned earlier.
And so how do people get involved in this organization if their kids maybe are a little bit behind in their reading, or even a teacher may notice that a student in their class might be a little bit behind the rest of the class and wants to have those interventions or help put those interventions in front of their students? How can they get involved with the Center for
Yeah.
Success Network?
We're enrolling right now. So we have spaces available for students across Metro Detroit and in Pontiac. Through the website is the best spot there. That website you mentioned, center, the number 4 success.org. There's a link that you can click to enroll students there. We also invite teachers to refer families to our program. We have a lot of partner schools that, as students are going back into the classroom right now and doing their back to school assessments, are noticing that some of their students could really benefit from this additional resource. And so they're referring students directly to our program, and we'll get them enrolled and assessed and linked up with a mentor right away.
Centerforsuccess.org. That's center, the number 4 success.org for more information. Beyond that, you mentioned that these are one-to-one interventions to really help these students on an individual basis. If people would like to get involved and be one of those people helping these students, how can they go about that? What sort of process do they go through in order to volunteer with the Center for Success Network?
Same way. So through our website, you can find the link to volunteer. We are also doing lots of trainings right now as we gear up for our fall programming. We provide all of the training and all of the resources. So once interested mentor links up through the website, then a member of our team will reach out and connect to get you set up for a training. We have 2 steps in our training process. So the first is a training about our program, our mission, and our vision, really understanding exactly what you'll do in each session and getting acclimated to those resources that we have available. We do a background check, and then there's a second training as well that we call Mentoring for Equity. We truly believe that the right to literacy and access to high quality literacy is a social justice issue. And so we have an equity training that our mentors also go through to have some really deep discussions about the historical policies that have created kind of this inequitable system, and knowing that our students can be, they're just as brilliant and just as engaged as those who may be in a school that has more resources. So those 2 trainings we go through, and then as soon as we can figure out what the best time and day is for any mentor, we link them up with a mentee. Our intention is for a mentor and mentee to build a relationship and stay together throughout the school year. So those mentors will stay with the same student and really get to know each other and build a positive relationship together.
The Center for Success Network has locations in Detroit and in Pontiac. Their location in Detroit, their headquarters is on Collingwood Street in Detroit, and then in Pontiac on East Rundell Street. You can find them as well. They also have a virtual option if you're interested in virtual interventions, 313-550-0954 and ask for Anna. That's 313-550-0954. We are joined on the Megacast by Andrea Meyer, the Executive Director of the Center for Success Network. Again, their website for all this information, center, the number 4 success.org, centerforsuccess.org. Andrea, in terms of results, when a student is taking part in some of these interventions through your organization, about what pace are they able to then increase their literacy and maybe get back toward where they should be, or beyond even where they should be at their grade level?
That's the hope, right? Is to make sure students are at or beyond proficiency at their grade level. On average, our students are gaining 4 independent and instructional reading levels every year that they're with us. We also see really significant gains in fluency and comprehension and phonemic awareness, some of the really key indicators of literacy. And then we also see those other pieces that our parents are reporting on feedback surveys of increased confidence, willingness to participate in school, excitement around school, less kind of behavior issues that they might be having prior to programming with us. So this past round, 100% of our families surveyed would recommend our program, and we're really, really thrilled with the results that their students had. So we're so proud of that.
Again, you can get in contact with them, center4success.org, center4success.org. Andrea, another minute with you before we'll need to say goodbye today. Anything else that would be important for our audience to know or keep in mind about your organization at this time?
Yeah, there's lots of ways to be involved. So if a weekly mentoring option is not working your, fit within your schedule, we have lots of ways to volunteer. We have an amazing event coming up on November 5th at the Strand Theater in Pontiac. We're going to have a comedian, so it's called Smiles for Success, and there will be a comedy show. It's family friendly. There will be some a great kind of afterglow with some auction items and some great snacks. So we would love for you to come out and learn more on November 5th. Or find out more about us on our website. We have an incredible team of really dedicated educators that are excited to work with students, would love to have you participate in our programming in a way that makes sense for you.
You can find more information on center4success.org. That's center, the number 4success.org, or by visiting sharedetroit.org, where the Center for Success Network is one of 322 charities and nonprofits in the Metro Detroit area supported on the platform. Andrea, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. And thank you to Share Detroit for this opportunity as well. Really grateful.